Welcome to Tete-A-Tete with Kimberly and Colette. I am Kimberly, and this is my mother.
And I am Colette. Welcome to Tete-A-Tete.
Today we have a very special guest, my godfather, Warren Lee. We will be talking about relationships today, and we will not do our regular show. We will do our Tete-A-Tete moment at the end. So, let's get started.
Whoa. Warren, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and give us a little bit about how maybe you and I met, and then Kimberly, and you've become a very important aspect to her life.
How did we meet?
We met, what, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we met.
We have become friends, what has been, a couple of years?
Actually, it's been almost 5 years now.
You know what, I'm going to beat you. It has not been 5
Yeah, it's
years.
been 5 years since the 2008 presidential election, I believe. Since I've known you.
Has it been that long?
Time creeps.
No, Warren, I don't believe it's been. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it has. I know you've kind of watched Kimberly progress along, and Kimberly has come very attached to you. And I just thought how nice it would be for you to come on, and I wanted people to see an influence that a male has on Kimberly, because Kimberly's father doesn't live here with her. And I thank God for you. I really have to, because you have influenced Kimberly from a male perspective. And I know that as she's gone through certain things, you've been able to Kimberly, get it in order. But the thing that I have to say, Warren, I don't like about you is the fact that you spoil her.
That's not a problem. That's your problem, not my problem.
I really don't like that. I don't.
Well, Kimberly is a wonderful person. Just besides being a young lady, she's a wonderful person in all. And you've done a great job raising her. But, to say the least, since I met her, she has evolved into a very nice young lady. And that's very important in these days and times, as you all know. She's been great for what she's doing. As you can see, the Tete-A-Tete.
Tete-A-Tete.
It's a great show, and she's evolved. I mean, she's a beautiful young lady. She's headed in the right direction. So, that's what it's all about. You want to nurture those kids and make sure that they turn out proper. And she's good. She's great.
So stop hating. Nah.
Okay, you didn't address the part that you spoil her. Because I remember one conversation you and I were having about how Kimberly this was about how Kimberly wanted to buy something, and you made a statement, okay, buy it. And I'm like, what? And her grades wasn't really up to par, and you were like, okay, but she deserves it. She's been doing good, and she'll bring the grades up. And I'm saying to myself, are you freaking kidding me?
And not yet haven't I done that. I brought my grades up. And I still didn't get it.
There's a lot of things you're not going to get.
But yet she's still hating. God don't like ugly.
Okay, Kimberly, why don't you tell our audience what influence or how do you feel about Warren? Because I know you've shared some things with me about him.
That's my big dog.
Can you explain that to us in English?
That is in English. That's my big dog. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love me. You like it, I love it.
Okay. How do you feel about Warren?
As you once said, my father isn't here, and the conversation that I'm going to, the way that words cannot explain how I feel about him, because like I said once, this is my godfather. My father isn't here, so with him being here in my life, it means something to me. It means a lot to me because my father isn't here. But I could explain it more going down with the show because of what it really means to me going through the show. So I can't really say it now because it's a surprise that we're going to have later on today. So when that happens, then I'll most definitely give you a reason why I said that.
Okay. Well, Warren, I do know Kimberly talks to me about how important you are in her life, and she views you as her father figure. It's like, it's very important. I believe that it is very important for a child to have a male figure. And I know people, adults, have a tendency to be cruel even to younger kids. But you have been a positive influence in Kimberly's life since the time that we've met and the things that you have shared with her. But one of the most important things, Warren, that you have shared with Kimberly is love from the male perspective. A teenage girl growing up, and Kimberly is in the limelight and she's doing a lot of things. It's really important that she receives that male pure love, a love from a male, and not have to search for it in other boys. You know what I'm saying? Other male figures. And the thing that is most precious to me is the fact that you have loved Kimberly unconditionally. You know, you have been there for her. I mean, I know that she can pick up the phone, she can call you, and it's something that I can't give her. You give her something that I can't give her. And I just want to say on air and to everybody is that I appreciate you for loving my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for being there and for her having that man that she can call. And you know what she does? She tells people about you, right? And she'll say, he's 6'3", he's this big tall guy. And then the guys get scared.
Well, that's good.
But now Kimberly has something that she wants to tell you, and we didn't tell you ahead of time because she knew you were coming on the show. And she has a secret to tell you. Secret? It's a secret.
A secret.
Okay, so if you watched the show last week, well, not last week, I'm sorry, we do apologize for not filming last week. Something happened, and it was bad weather.
No, you were being a teenager. I told him you were at a barbecue.
But if you watched the previous show that I was in, you will know that I got invited to prom. Last night I went, was it last night? No, Friday night. I went to prom.
Really?
Yeah. I went to prom, yeah.
No. Tell them with who? Tell them with whom, Kim? No. She didn't go to prom, just prom. She went to senior prom with the senior.
Time out.
Okay.
What is his name?
Kevon.
And he goes to what school?
don't
I can't say that.
Well, you tell me afterwards. We need to go see him.
How do you feel about Kimberly going on prom with an older boy?
Well, it probably wouldn't have been to my satisfaction. However, having a daughter that's 27 years old and going through the whole process with her as well, I probably would have liked to have had a conversation with her first. And of course, him as well. Because when you get into that mode of going to prom and all of that stuff, then things take a different turn. And of course, I would have liked to exemplify to him my concerns with her going to the prom. Even if he was a junior, senior, freshman, or sophomore, still, this is Kimmy. This is my baby girl. So, yeah, I would have loved to have talked to him first.
Okay, now with you saying that, I can say, I said, Mom, I do want Warren to come. I would love it if he would have came to go to the door and just to spook him or something. Because as I once said, my father isn't here, and because he is my father figure in my life, I would have loved to have that feeling of knowing that he was there. And this person over there, not pointing no elbows, just wanted to wait till the show to tell you.
No,
So.
I did tell you that Warren was working. I did tell you, and Warren was working that night, and it wasn't any sense of me, saying, okay, Warren, can you be here to see Kimberly off to her prom? And I knew he was at work. Now, I probably should have.
Asked.
Should
You
I?
probably should have called me.
Yeah.
One thing is important is that those type of decisions, yeah,
Yeah.
they're very important. So I would have liked to know that, and going forward in the future, definitely would like to know, who's taking you where, and more in depth, why are they taking you there, and perhaps even go with them, because, like I said, it's important to me. And
See, now you can't blame me for this. You know that, right? This is her fault. Blame it all on her.
right, that's what we're gonna do.
Because it's your fault.
Right,
Well, it
but you
is
could have called me.
absolutely my fault. And I decided that I know that he works on Fridays. And, I should have told you. I do apologize to you that I didn't, let you know. But I also, in the back of my mind, I thought about it. I said, well, if I tell Warren, she may not be going.
Well,
Yeah, that was
probably
another
would've been
good
3 of
point
us
she
going,
made.
but it's part of the process, though. I mean, when you have young girls, you have to make sure that everything is on the up and up, and you have to make sure that young man knows
Oh, he knew.
unequivocally.
Oh, he knew. He
'Cause he didn't want the beat down.
He's gonna get you.
Right. So,
Well, I would love for you to address, Warren, the importance of, do you believe that it is important that young girls, young ladies have that male role model?
well, it's important on both fronts. It's
Okay.
important that they do have their fathers interacting in their life, but if some unforeseen or unfortunate circumstances happen and their father can't be, then of course they need to have role models, and they need to be positive role models in their lives, because when you think of it, statistics says that if the father is absent, so is the child. And so it's very important that young ladies and young males, for that matter, have positive role models in their life and positive father figures. So going forward, I'd like to know who that guy is. We'll talk to him again.
I spoke to him last night, and
What did you tell him about Warren?
I told him that I was going to tell you today on the show. He said, "Don't mention my name. Don't mention my name. I don't want to get beat up. Don't say my name."
Yeah, we'll be looking for him.
No, you can't be. No.
We'll talk to him.
Okay, all right. Warren, now, when young people, and I'm speaking of male and females as they're growing up in life,
Right.
I believe that it is important that, by me being a single mother, I do believe that it is important for Kim to have male role models. Now, she also has another godfather that lives in another city, and he comes here and he spends weekends with her.
Her fault.
You didn't know that? Oh.
Once again, her fault, not mine. I didn't see. It's never my fault. I'm always right. She's wrong. Even when you think you're right, you're wrong, because I'm right.
Okay, well, Kimberly has another godfather that is in another city, and he does come here and he does visit her, because I believe that because I am a single mother, that it is important that Kimberly is loved by an opposite sex, the male, because I believe that when young ladies are missing something in their life, that they tend to look for it. And now I'm addressing my life. My father passed when I was very young. I was very young, and not growing up with that male influence in my life, I had a tendency to begin looking for male love. I believe that you helped make Kimberly whole. I know what I wanted to ask you, and I just cut myself off, but would you be comfortable even talking about sex to Kimberly?
Oh, no. Oh.
Absolutely.
God.
Absolutely. That's one of the greatest issues that we have to talk to
Yeah.
our kids about, whether we want to or not. I mean, it's important that we do talk to them, and they do understand the repercussions of activity. So, yeah, it's very important. Now, backing up, let me back up just a little bit and talk about this other godfather, because it's important to me. As you know, so I got a secret too.
Uh-oh.
Right. So I wanted to tell you, Kimberly, that you don't get another godfather. You only have one, and we need to edify that and make sure that you understand that. Because I think it's important. You should have a male figure in your life, not a whole bunch of male figures in your life. And sometimes it could be mixed messages that is sent from male figure to male figure. So you have to understand that the person who you pick up the phone and call is going to give you that valuable information that you need. So we need to narrow that tunnel down to just one Godfather and not be all over the place, because you can get the love that you need from the one. We can talk about the love, we can talk about the sex, we can talk about the dates, we can talk about everything. Because I figure when you're better armed with the information, then it makes you a better person as a whole, especially when you get ready to leave and go off to college. Again, when you're looking for the male relationship or that male perspective, it has to be positive on all fronts in life. It can't just be one-sided. It just can't be pick up the phone and call me, let's talk about this issue. But it has to be very focused, and the energy and efforts have to be focused on you. And that's where I want my energy to lie and focus on you. So whatever you need, just call me.
Okie dokie.
And I don't want you to feel like you have to call anybody. Just call me.
Okay. I will.
Oh, isn't that precious? Isn't that precious? You know, I do know that there's a lot of young ladies that may not have a male role model in their life. Kimberly is truly blessed to have someone in her life that loves her, someone in her life that cares. And you know what? It's amazing with young people. You know, young people eyes, through the eyes of young people, are so different than through the eyes of adults. My eyes have been tainted so much with life and the hurts and pains of life. But Kimberly is growing up and she sees life differently than I do. And my job as her mother is to place people in her life that I know that will love and protect her. And I can say that you have done that for her since I've known you. You know, I'm very protective of Kimberly, so I don't let everybody get close to her. I better be.
You better be.
I don't let everybody get close to Kimberly, and I don't let Kimberly form all types of relationship. Kimberly thinks that I am a very strict mother, and I have to be strict. Kimberly is a beautiful young lady that I have to protect and I have to shield. It is important to know that if you have a young man or a young lady that are teenagers, that it is important to lead them the correct way. It is important as your job as a parent to get to know who their associates are, get to know who their friends are. I have chosen to be committed to bringing Kimberly up a certain way to be a responsible young lady. And just because she wants to get in the entertainment business does not mean that she's not going to have a life that is pulled in. I am very mindful of the things that Kimberly has done. And now I need to address Kimberly and prom. I did not enjoy staying up, and Warren does not know this, till 1:30 in the morning for my daughter to get home from prom. Now, we will now have our Tete-A-Tete expression with Kimberly and I. And Warren, as I guess, and her godfather, please feel free to jump in because Kimberly was out
till 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning. Yes.
That's 2 phone calls I did not get.
Oh, no, I did call you.
Whoa.
I did.
Somebody please tell me what's going on.
After prom, we're going to go to Olive Garden and then to the landing. But Olive Garden was closed, so they decided they wanted to go to IHOP. So we went to IHOP, and
Did you take pictures?
Yeah, I took pictures.
Good, I need to see them.
And the species rolled across my table. Didn't like that, so I left. Then we're gonna go to the carnival. Carnival closed. Then went to Fridays. Then we left. That's it. Nothing happened.
Good, I want to see the pictures.
Oh Lord.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Okay, did you take pictures at all of these different stops that you made?
No.
Okay, so how do I know this is what actually transpired?
Because as a mother, you should trust your daughter. And you should believe that you raised me enough to be a responsible young lady.
I'm gonna
trust me.
Let me say this, because I'm very frank and I'm very candid and I'm very open with you. Kimberly, listen, and audience, I hope I'm not getting ready to offend someone. If I am, I apologize ahead of time. But Kimberly, me trusting you has nothing to do with that young man getting excited.
But as I once said, because here goes back to you. If you believe and you know that you raised me enough to be a responsible young lady, then there should be no question about what happened on prom night. You should know that nothing happened because you've raised me to be that young woman.
Okay, so if something happened on prom night, would you even be free enough to tell me?
Yes. I would shoot somebody if something happened prom night. Somebody wouldn't be living to this day.
Okay, but you might have wanted it.
Why? I'm not that type of girl.
That's the next show. We'll talk about it on the next show.
So you're going to be back next show?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. When I began texting you, I think it was about midnight.
Mm-hmm. And I text back. I called you at 11 to let you know that we had got to
I didn't get a call at 11 o'clock.
I called you at 11. I show you my cellular device phone.
Okay, well, you need to show me your
cellular device phone.
I think that there should have been some parameters set before Kimberly and her date left the house. First of all, I should have been notified. That's the first thing. And second of all, there should have been some deadlines set forth. 1 o'clock deadline.
But no, I did let her know that we were going to be late.
No. What was the original plan when you left the house?
The original plan was that we were going to go to Joe's Crab Shack. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to come back home. When I got to the prom, the girl that I was riding with to go to Joe's Crab Shack, they changed their mind because they didn't think we were going to have enough time to make it to Joe's Crab Shack because Joe's closed at a certain time. So they changed their mind and said they went to Olive Garden. And from there on, it just went down because when we got to Olive Garden, it was closed.
So you guys basically spent the entire night looking for somewhere to eat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
One of the things that's very important is communication in a relationship.
And that is correct. I let her know when we was at Fridays. I said, Mom, we're going to be a little late because yet it was raining.
Okay, wait a minute. You did let me know that, but you didn't tell me what you were going through. Then I texted you again, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. This kid isn't home yet. And that's when I should have called you because you could have picked up the phone and said, get your butt home. And she came home.
More importantly than that, when the decision was made to leave Joe's Crab Shack, there should have been a phone call saying, look, we're leaving Joe's Crab Shack or we're not going to Joe's Crab Shack. This is where we're going. You also got to keep your parents involved in what you're doing because this is a big metropolitan city and things could turn ugly quickly. So I want to know, especially when you're out on a date with somebody, I want to know what's going on because if anything happened, then I can know, well, she was at Joe's Crab Shack or she was at the Landlord or she was at Olive Garden at this time. So this is where she called me from. So being a more involved parent, I should have known that.
And I do apologize because I should have been more responsible enough to let you know what happened and when it happened. So, Mother, I do apologize for not keeping you updated, but I did let you know what was going on.
Okay, the part that I have a problem with was when you left the house and his father, both of you guys promised me that you were going to call me at a certain time and let me know what was going on, and I didn't get that.
Oh, I called. Oh, yes, ma'am, I did. I called.
You must have called somebody else's phone because my phone
No,
was
I called
right there.
your number.
Girl, if you don't get your...
You can't hit me on TV. It's called child abuse.
I can't hit you because your godfather's standing here. He's going to protect you, and I know that.
And it's going to be child abuse.
Okay.
Well, I think one of the most important things going forward is now we know.
Well, she thinks she's
everything
going to
need
go to
be
prom
covered.
every year.
Yeah, I'll be there with her. Should be all right. We'll go. We'll go together. I'll help you pick out your dress.
Oh, Lord.
We'll go together. We'll make sure.
Speaking of dresses, you should have saw mine, and she made it.
No, I probably shouldn't have seen that.
No, you didn't want to see it because she designed it.
I think we have a blueprint to go on, so we know what
Yes.
to do and what not to do, what the expectations are. Because it only comes out of love. And when you're loved, people care about you. And if you're not loved, then they send you out into the world and say, oh, she'll get home whatever time she get home. Well, that's not the
Absolutely.
case. Because you are so loved that I certainly want to know who, what, when, where, and how. Even if I have to get you a pager and be paging
Oh,
you.
Lord.
Because you are important to me. And that's the real deal.
Okay.
Okay, Kimberly, would you thank your godfather for being here today on Tete-A-Tete with you and I?
I could.
You gotta love it.
This is what I got to deal with.
You gotta love me. You have no other choice.
Warren, thank you for being here on Tete-A-Tete with Kimberly and Colette, and for loving Kimberly enough, whereas it makes a difference in her life.
Well, thank you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure
And
to
we'll
be a
see you
part
next
of your
grade.
life. Absolutely. On Tete-A-Tete.
With
Knock 'em
Kimberly
out
and
the box.
Colette. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for watching Tete-A-Tete with Kimberly and Colette. I'm Colette,
And I'm Kimberly.
and our guest today is Warren Lee, Kimberly's godfather. Thank you, Warren.
You're welcome.
Smooches. Mwah.
Bye.